Now we're getting into chapter 1, verse 12. Incredible verse for today. Verse 12. وَأَمَّا كُلُّ الَّذِينَ قَبَلُوهُ فَأَعْطَاهُمْ سُلْطَانًا أَنْ يَصِيرُوا أَوْلَادَ اللَّهِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ بِاسْمِهِ. Okay, let's read that again, phrase by phrase, and we'll work through some of the grammatical points in here with the meaning. First off, وَأَمَّا كُلُّ الَّذِينَ قَبَلُوهُ وَأَمَّا كُلُّ الَّذِينَ قَبَلُوهُ. Okay, let's start right in with the first phrase. وَأَمَّا كُلُّ الَّذِينَ قَبَلُوهُ. In the previous verse we had, he came to his special ones, and his special ones did not receive him. تَقْبَلُوهُ. The who was him, the taqbal was they never received him, and the T on the front, of course, went back to the subject, which was khasa, feminine, singular subject. But now, the subject of qabaluhu, the verb itself is in the past tense form, so it's not taqbalu, it's qabaluhu, and it's plural, hence the waw on the end. Taqbaluhu. We still have the who received him. They didn't receive him. Amma, but. Kullu alladhina qabaluhu. Kullu alladhina is the subject of this clause. All who. Remember we had alladhi over here in alladhi yuniru kulla insan, the true light which enlightens every man. Here we have alladhina, and that's simply the plural of alladhi. So all who, they received him. What? Fa'atahum sultanan. Fa here is so or that, and it simply picks up on amma. Wherever we have that amma, we're looking for a fa. So, but this. But to all who received him, to these, a'tahum. So what is a'tahum? This would be tricky to parse if you hadn't seen it before. Of course, we can cancel out hum. Hum is going to be them. So something to them. So to all who received, fa is so, or picking up on the amma. So now we're left with ata'a. Atiyya could be gift. Atini, give me. Those are common phrases people would learn. Ata, he gave. It's tricky for two reasons, because the final root letter is actually ya, and it becomes an aleph. Also, this is in form 4. Form 4 is notable because it puts an aleph in front of the root letters themselves, and that's in addition to whatever changes happen based on the subject. So, فَأَعْطَاهُمْ, he gave them, سُلْطَانًا أَنْ يَصِيرُوا أَوْلَادَ اللَّهِ. سُلْطَانًا أَنْ يَصِيرُوا أَوْلَادَ اللَّهِ. Sultanan, maybe you've heard the word sultana, sultanat al-Uman, power or authority. This noun, of course, is what he gave them. We notice that because we see the double fatha in the end. Fatha signifies that it's the object of the verb. He gave to them sultana. And double fatha signifies that it's not da. You could never have an alif lam and tanween on the end. But he gave them sultanan. For what? And then we have another clause here. أَنْ يُصِيرُوا أَوْلَادَ اللَّهِ. An means that or to, and it begins this next phrase. أَنْ يُصِيرُوا أَوْلَادَ اللَّهِ. That, يُصِيرُوا أَوْلَادَ اللَّهِ. What's the subject of this clause? We don't see any explicit subject because the only nouns here are awlad and Allah. Awlad has a fatha, so we know it can't be the subject. Allah has a kasra, which signifies that it is the construct or idafa from awlad. So we're left with the implicit subject yasiru. We see that from the ya on the front of sir, and then waw alif on the end. The ya on the front would be he, and the waw alif on the back makes that he plural, which goes back to kulla aladhina. So to those who received him, he gave them authority that, and yasiru. What is the verb here? Become. He became sar, but the actual root is sir. Sa-ya-ra. And yasiru awlad Allah. You may be wondering why there's no noon on the end of yasir, so like yasirun, and that's because this comes embedded in the clause that begins with alif noon here. And so what is awlad Allah? Of course, you know walad is the singular for child or boy. Awlad is children. We see the fatha on the end of awlad shows that this is the object of the verb. They become what? They become children of God. Of course, there's no explicit of. It's an idafa, which is when two nouns come together in Arabic. First is the head of the idafa, and that is awlad, so they become awlad of the second term in the idafa, which is God. Also, the kasra here gives that away. And then we have even further explanation. What are children of God? This is a great question because, of course, many people misunderstand the idea of fatherhood and sonship make it monochromatic. That is, there's only one definition or one color to this term. But we see in many different texts and many different uses of language, children can mean various things like any other word. What we see here is children of God are not, well, we'll get into it. Children of God. And A here means that is, or which. المؤمنون باسمه. المؤمنون باسمه. That is, the believing ones in اسمه, his name. His here for ismah, name, ism. Al-mu'minuna comes from the verb amina, of which the root is hamza, mim, noon. The meme on the front there shows that this is a participle, so not just he believed, but the ones who are believing in his name. Isn't that incredible? All who believe in his name. And who's the he? An-Nur al-Haqiqi, and we'll see later who that actually is. He is also al-Kalima, that was fil bed, and the Kalima, that was Allah. So this word was the true light. He enlightens everyone, and those who believe in his name, those who receive him, that is, how do you receive him? By believing in his name. They receive the sultanan to become awlad Allah. And that, of course, is incredible. We'll find out exactly what awlad Allah is not next video.